Day 1,260. 3 years, 5 months, and 14 days. 30,240 hours, 41 months, and 14 days. You asked for a sign. Here it is. Today can be the last day. You keep his secret. How long do you think you could really live like this? You aren't a criminal. Definitely not a murderer. How do you even know if you're right? Maybe you've gone crazy. Are you just suspicious? Or do you know deep down? Before he kills again, before you find out it's him the hard way, you need to come forward and tell law enforcement what you know. If you want to be anonymous, you can be. And this is the only way to keep yourself safe. Because if he's on to you, do you think he would think twice about eliminating you, especially if you threaten his freedom? Of course not. But what if? What if it's not him? What if you're wrong? Will your family disown you? Would you lose everything you have? Would you lose your job? Your kids? Your husband? Would you lose contact with your extended family? Would you be ruining your mother if you tell on your dad? Listen, you can go back and forth the rest of your life asking these types of questions. But if you really, truly are seeking an answer, then you need to step up. You need to find the strength and courage to come forward and talk to law enforcement about what it is you know or suspect. 3 years, 5 months, and 14 days. 30,240 hours, 41 months, and 14 days. Asked for a sign, and here it is. Don't let tomorrow, day 1,261, even come. Take back control of your life. Do the right thing before someone else close to you does, because that second person is going to be one person too late. Let today be the last day you carry this burden.
I've said this before. Either one of these individuals or a group, whatever that might be, that were involved in this, there's multiple ways to resolve this in your mind and in your heart and in your soul.
Yeah.
And I hope you'll do the right thing one day.
Yeah, and where can people send those tips if they do think, you know what, I'm hearing this, I'm seeing this, I'm not real sure. Like I think it could be my neighbor, but yeah.
Well, I receive at least 2 to 3, maybe more than that, a week.
Okay.
Directly.
Yeah.
And so I'm only going to give you my perspective. You can talk to anybody dressed funny like us.
Absolutely.
And I hope that they'll do the right thing and get that correct information. Our website, it's alive and well on our homepage of the State Police website. The Carroll County website, Delphi PD, all of those people that are involved, please, 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 if you're listening to this and you have a bit of information that you think is likely not very important, it might be to us.
Very much.
We have a completed puzzle right now. And it's an aerial view of what happened to those 2 little girls.
Yeah.
The only thing we're missing is who.
Yeah. So, you may look at that photo and say, hey, my neighbor used to have a jacket like that.
Right.
Call us.
Absolutely.
It doesn't mean that we're going to go kick in his door with a SWAT team.
No.
But we need that information.
Absolutely. I totally agree. You said it in an interview the other day. We're one tip away.
Yeah.
One tip away.
One tip. Yeah.
Yeah. And so
if you suspect that neighbor, coworker, whoever that may be, please reach out to one of the many sources with which to convey that information.
And remember, we can't give you a response to what we've learned. That's the difference between us. We have to talk about what we know, not what we think.
Right.
Yes.
And when people, I've heard some criticism about that, and I understand it. Well, I've given all this information, I never hear anything back. Well, believe me, we're keeping all that information. And remember, the sketch is not a photograph.
Yes.
I believe the murderer is going to have similar characteristics of both sketches.
Great point. Great point.
Yeah.
It's only a sketch. It's not a photograph. So stay away from a narrow focus of what you see in the face.
Yeah. Let's reiterate, if you have information about the Delphi homicide or the Florida fires, we're asking you to contact police. Anybody with a police uniform.
Yes.
If you don't have access to the internet, if you don't know who to call, you see somebody driving down the street in a police car, you flag them down and say, hey,
Right.
I want you to know this, and they will point that information in the right direction. It's simply this. 2 young girls lost their lives viciously in Delphi, Indiana. 4 young girls lost their lives in a fire in Florida, Indiana. And somebody knows.
Yes.
And somebody knows. We need their help.
Yeah.